I'll probably go out before you anyway, right? So I should have them. Well, yeah, exactly. So let's do this. This time he's going to be earlier. Like, you can use the rope to help it once it, you want me to, like, I'll do it. Do you have enough space? And we went to Rome to see all the ancient.
We're having a rehearsal right now when it's supposed to be going on.
That's right. The whole 3 she has 2 assistants. Barnaby has 2. And we're
You look marvelous.
So you're Douglas Kelley?
Yes, I am.
You do the show list and
Yes,
stuff.
I do.
Congratulations. Yeah, I mean, I look at that.
Oh, thank you. Now, I would like you to explain the tawdry, sullen, end of the end, fin de fique, not the end of the century, the end of the world performance that you just presented.
Oh, it was the end of the world, I think, a little bit. Yeah. So, growing up in the 80s, Molly Ringwald was sort of my inner warrior. I actually dyed my hair from the age of 12 to 22 and convinced my parents it was a natural redhead. My dad used to always say, yeah, it was just like my mother's hair. And, because I was a big-lipped, awkward kid. And I had a next-door neighbor that looked sort of like the lead character, Jake Ryan, and I had a hard time coming out, and then I didn't come out until I was like 26 or 7. And so to me, it was sort of like being, and then when I did come out, I got in a relationship for 11 years, and it was a miserable relationship, and I never really found myself. And then it sort of, as I was sort of coming back to me, which is what this piece is about, and that's why I had like a straight guy play Jake Ryan, because the idea was at the end.
You're straight?
Yes, that was his first.
I don't know now. As awkward as that was, it was magical. Your parents take you to Disney World.
I wanted it to seem like high school production, like I was sort of re-embracing my teen years and coming into.
Let's have a big hand for Zev.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to do this whole ridiculous, because I don't do performance art, I don't do video art, I don't do anything but pastel and paper, and I've done it for 22 years. And it just was the idea. I knew I was going to fail miserably. I knew I was going to look like a fucking ass. But it was just to
leave that to me.
It was to thank all these people for, it was all these weird little plot points in my life, and it all came together. And I wanted to do it here at Stefan Stux Gallery, because he, you know, sort of helped me be reborn again. So it was good.
And so this performance was just
Right.
the absolute opposite, the antithesis. But that's what your personality is about too. I mean, that's why
Right.
I think a lot of us are friends with you too, because we know you're kind of loony as well. And that kind of insanity, you know, it kind of conceptually pushes a lot of your work, as much as it's very controlled. I mean, pastel work is not something you just smear and go crazy with. It's something you have to kind of organize, and, you know, you do that on paper.
Right.
So what is your connection to peeing? Why do you have the peeing part?
Because of baptism.
Well, the origins of pissing on go back to the Middle Ages in Germany, where a friend of mine, Glenn O'Brien, wrote an article about piss leather in the Western civilization. There used to be these psychedelic mushrooms that grew in Europe, but they were actually poisonous. So the priests ate them, peed, and then the initiates drank it because it had they had to have somebody who was immune to the poison to you know, process it. So hence that's where that comes from.
Oh,
Are those kid noises I hear? Are there kids in the gallery?
Yes.
Who let kids in
They're
the
too
gallery?
young. They don't know. So, let's see. Why do you have all of us here?
Yeah, what the fuck? Why'd you call me yesterday
When
and ask me to come to
when
the
I was
Stux?
at his opening, he was going, yeah, he was
That was revealed.
offering explanations of his various work. You go, well, this friend of mine told me this, and this friend told me that, and so I said I wanted to meet some of those friends.
Yeah, I think I have weird like crossover dialogue with people. Like, Powhida's way more. I sort of comment on people in my work, but it's buried deep in, you know, other references to my life and stuff. But he's way more forward in his version of it. Aaron does the same thing. Like, Aaron just did the Bernie Madoff painting. You know, like, yeah.
Where the big vagina came from, the Bernie Madoff painting. A vagina spider. So Barnaby saw that literally like less than a week ago, right? And then yesterday asked me to make this. And after like 20 desperate emails asking me to make that, then I made it.
I had an acre backyard, and I was obsessed with, and my dad was married, I told you about, and blah, blah, blah. And so I was obsessed with escaping, and I thought that, like, aliens would take me, and I could live on a Star Trek outer planet, and that's what my life would be about. And it would be in a, like, obscure, like, very minimalistic, you know, spaceship that I lived in, but occasionally there would be a Baroque moment where my painting would be. Anyway, and that's what we'd wear. Like, we would just, and I found this man and woman to make this for me, and this is what I painted, actually.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and pastels are paintings, by the way.
Are you
pastel is a painting if you cover all the white ground on a piece of paper. Seriously.
I mean,
You didn't know that? Brian Bradley, right?
That he would do a painting of me as a small person gnawing on Dana Schutz's leg. And
Other than that...